Coming up, Donald Trump, the twice-impeached, many times indicted, adjudicated rapist and self-confessed grabber of pussies, can also add the title of Liz Truss impersonator to his list of accolades. And for my American viewers who might not be too clued up on Liz Truss, all you need to know is that she was Conservative Prime Minister of the United Kingdom for a grand total of 45 days back in 2022, the record for the shortest unequivocal term of office for a British Prime Minister in the entire history of this country. The parallels between her and Donald J. Trump are becoming ever starker. Stay tuned. As Prime Minister, Liz Truss implemented a calamitous series of economic missteps. Her tenure was marked by a disastrous mini-budget that sent the UK economy into a tailspin and leading to her resignation after just 45 days as Prime Minister. Like Trump, Truss was enthralled to a network of libertarian right-wing so-called think tanks. Whereas Trump's policies seem to be dictated by the Heritage Foundation and like-minded opaquely funded think tanks, in Truss's case it was the Institute of Economic Affairs, the Taxpayers Alliance, the Centre for Policy Studies and the Adam Smith Institute, all funded with, it's believed, largely American dark money flowing from fossil fuel companies and assorted billionaires. Truss came into number 10, that's the office of the Prime Minister here in Britain, with a very clear ideological mission: slashing taxes, cutting regulation and shrinking the state. The classic small government free market playbook. Sound familiar, my American friends? It should do. The parallels between Trump's tariff tactics and Truss's economic blunders are hard to ignore. Both leaders pursued aggressive, ideologically driven economic policies without fully considering the real-world consequences, resulting in market turmoil, diminishing public and investor confidence, and leading to mistrust from traditional allies. The stable genius Trump thinks he can make America great again by blowing up the global economy through a game of hokey-cokey with his tariff policies. You put your tariffs on, your tariffs off, in, well, you know the rest, and you really don't want to hear me singing. But it's Trump's latest obsession. He thinks that tariffs is the most beautiful word in the dictionary.
I always say tariffs is the most beautiful word to me in the dictionary.
He just can't seem to let go of his misunderstanding that far from a tax on foreign suppliers, it's a tax on American customers. It's them who end up paying for these tariffs. Higher prices on imports mean higher costs for everything from food to fags to furniture. And I mean fags in the British sense of the word, okay? But hey, as with Liz Truss's policies here in Britain in 2022, at least the billionaires got another tax cut, right? Trump's ignorant, uninformed and uncomprehending approach to tariffs isn't so much an economic policy, it's a pyramid scheme for plutocrats. And just like Liz Truss's 45-day premiership, it's based on the delusional belief that if you hand enough cash to the rich, it'll trickle down like some kind of golden shower for the plebs. And we all know Donald Trump knows everything there is to know about golden showers. Time and time again, from Ronald Reagan onwards, history shows that it never does. It never trickles down. But if you're enjoying this video, do give it a like, check that you're subscribed to the channel, and let's get this video to trickle down by sharing a link to it on your social media. Membership to the channel is now also open, offering various perks to members, one of which is to watch my videos early, so do remember to activate the little bell icon to be notified of members-only access. But back to Trump and Truss. The New York Times reports that Trump's advisers studied Truss's disaster here in Britain, but instead of seeing it as a cautionary tale, they instead came away with the conclusion that it was a great idea. Truss's unfunded tax cuts for the rich blew up the bond market and sent mortgage rates soaring. Now, Trump's achieved the same, but on steroids and with a much bigger economy than the British economy. Truss was just a less orange Trump with slightly bigger boobs. Deregulation? Check. Tax cuts for the elites? Check. A smug disregard for experts? Check. Funded by money from corporate polluters and fossil fuel companies? Double check. And just like with Trump, it was the very people who voted for Truss that got burned the most. The UK's economy still hasn't recovered from those brief 45 days of Trussonomics, and now America's going down exactly the same path, jizzed up with the added bonus of Trump's on-off trade wars. And don't tell us that this has got nothing to do with the Europeans or the British, that we shouldn't interfere in US politics. We, along with the rest of the world, are suffering the economic consequences of the most powerful man on the planet being an imbecile. On the balance of probabilities, pretty much illiterate.
So can I present a letter from the King to you?
Thank you very much. Am I supposed to read it right now?
Yeah, please do.
Oh, that's well. Well, that is really nice. Perhaps you'd like to say what that very important paragraph.
Yes, so this is a letter from His Majesty the King.
And definitely unable to speak in coherent sentences.
We are the piggy bank that everyone wants, that someday we will continue along the path. We've been, really, it's been an amazing path. It's been a horrible period of time, but almost the last 4 years, we will be, I will tell you that if I have more complaints on grocery. The word grocery, you know, it's sort of simple word, but it sort of means like everything you eat. The stomach is speaking. It always does. And I have more complaints about that. Bacon and things going up, double, triple, quadruple. Reminded me of the Biden circles that he used to have, right? He'd have 8 circles and he couldn't fill them up. But then I heard he beat us with the popular vote. I don't know. Couldn't fill up the 8 circles. I always loved those circles. They were so beautiful. They were so beautiful to look at. In fact, the person that did them, that was the best thing about the level of that circle was great. But they couldn't get people, so they used to have the press.
That just made no sense.
With Elon Musk interfering from America in UK and European politics through his toxic posts on X, excrements as they're now known, and apartheid Clyde's financial support for fascist parties across our continent, I don't get the logic that Europeans aren't allowed an opinion on American politics. But as well as the free speech absolutists on the right of American politics saying free speech is only for certain people, we have our own gobshites here at home in Europe. Our much diminished UK Conservative Party in Britain under Kenny Badenoch are bending the knee to Trump. Tory ministers are falling over themselves to align with Trump, even as he implements his 10% tariffs that'll screw Britain. Our Conservatives here are the same as their counterparts in the USA. The same breed of corporate bootlickers who sold out public healthcare, gutted workers' rights, and turned both countries into a tax haven for oligarchs. They don't care about us, they care about power and money, that's all. And Trump's brand of authoritarian capitalism is their wet dream. Reform UK Party Limited are looking to replace the Tories here at the next election as the main opposition party on the right. Principal shareholder Nigel Farage is already creaming his pants at the thought of a Trump trade deal that'd flood Britain with chlorinated chicken and privatised healthcare. Trump and Badenoch both put the interests of their sponsors and their libertarian dogma in front of national interest. Not that Keir Starmer's approach from the Labour government is that different. His policy of keep calm and carry on is yet to yield any real results at all, with the UK being hit with the same 10% tariff as everyone else barring China. At least at the time I record this video. Who knows where the hokey cokey is going to lead us next. Keep calm and carry on, though, doesn't seem like an adequate protection against Trump 2.0. He's not just repeating Truss's mistakes, he's combining them with his own special brand of imbecility and insanity. His trade wars, combined with deficit spending and thus an ever-increasing US national debt, will result in an inflation nightmare. His deregulation of the American financial system plus his tax cuts for the rich will result in another bank bailout waiting to happen. And his attacks on the federal bank will lead to politicised interest rates that are out of whack with what the US economy really needs. The New York Times warns that US bond markets are jittery as hell, just like they were before Truss nuked the UK economy. And when the crash comes, you know who'll get blamed. Not the billionaires, no, not Trump or his enablers. us. Fox News will scream about lazy workers, illegal immigrants, or woke spending while ignoring the real culprits: greed and incompetence at the very top of American and British politics. But however history judges both Truss and Trump as abject failures, as far as they're concerned themselves, they didn't fail. They succeeded in achieving exactly what they wanted, transferring yet more wealth from the poor to the very richest in society. Donald Trump, in using Liz Truss as your lab rat, you've managed to achieve exactly what you set out to achieve. Congratulations.